Good morning, everyone. This is Chip Heisler, the Senior Marketing Manager here at InnLink. And thanks for everyone for joining today. Today we have a special topic for July, and we're going to have the Travel Media Group present Hotel Marketing 102, and what we're going to do today, we're going to learn about new marketing trends and ideas for hotelers in the marketplace. Today with us from Travel Media Group, we have Jose Baerga, and Jose is the Business Development Manager for Travel Media, and he serves on the senior management team. And also today we have Peter Scott. He is their Director of Marketing. Jose's background, he's been in the hospitality industry for a number of years. He is a hospitality industry marketing digital media expert with experience in driving revenue and profitability, utilizing various tools such as email, search engine optimization, website usability, and other cutting-edge strategy. He successfully led marketing web development teams for leading brands such as Westgate Resorts, Central Florida Investments, Travel Holdings, and other companies. Today also, Jose also leads the company's interactive and reputation management division. Our other speaker today is Peter Scott. He is as I mentioned, the Director of Marketing, and he is the senior level social media and public relations strategist with experience leading engagements with agencies, brands such as Razorfish, Aloft, Hampton Inns, American Express, Volvo, Swiss Army, Sony, Microsoft, and others. He's also co-author of a book called Auditing Social Media, a risk governance guide, and he's a sought-after speaker in social media strategy and governance. He's the past president of the Public Relations Society of America's Orlando chapter, and he served on the panel for membership ethics advisory for the Word of Mouth Marketing Association. So with that, I welcome both these gentlemen. Thank you for Jose and Peter for joining us today. And with that, I would like to turn the session over. However, I will mention that as we do, is please hold your questions to the end. That's when we'll review the questions. With GoToMeeting, you'll see in the lower right corner a question dialog box. If you have questions through the seminar, just go ahead and enter in your question, and at the question and answer session, we'll go through each one of the questions that you may have. So with that, gentlemen, it's all yours.
Thanks, Chip. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us this morning. I'm Pete Scott, and I'm going to take the first half of this and talk to you a little bit about some marketing trends, some things that we're seeing emerging, and they're really having a big impact with those hoteliers in today's market. Hopefully we can leave you with a couple good takeaways and points, but at the end we'll also give you our email addresses if you have any follow-up. To give you a quick overview on Travel Media Group, we're celebrating our 30th year in business this year, and we've been a leader in hospitality marketing since our founding in 1982. We currently work with over 4,000 of the nation's leading hotels, representing all the major brands, including a number of independents. And our core business is on the next slide. Thanks, Chip. We've been in business, well, we got our start mainly through hotel coupons. We were originally the exit information guide, servicing travelers that were looking to save money on trips. Currently, we print over 30 million print guides annually throughout the U.S. Under the Hotel Coupons brand. Up until then, we were formerly Room Saver. You may know us from that. But we've also, in addition to the print guides, have the Hotel Coupons website, And we've emerged into now mobile, as we're seeing mobile marketing and the use of mobile really pick up. We are now a fully functioning mobile site, as well as the Hotel Coupons mobile app. In addition to that, we feel strongly that part of everyone's mix should not only be in marketing, but in reputation management. So we have prime response reputation management software, and Jose is going to address that a little bit later on and show how important and vital a proactive reputation management position is now. Moving on, let's talk. This isn't a product pitch. This is just general information for you guys. Hopefully we can leave you something today. So let's just talk about the evolution of hotel marketing. Before 1995, kind of pre-internet days, we were doing a lot of push marketing. We were working with travel agents. We were doing a lot of outdoor and billboards, and these still exist today. The bigger brands that had the large budgets were doing a lot of print, a lot of television, a lot of radio, things like that. They were the traditional push channels that we would have as marketers. And then kind of 1995 through 2008, that span of time of 13 years, we began to go to e-push marketing. What we mean by that is, we start to see the internet really emerge. And that's when we start to see the OTAs come online, more e-commerce, direct booking from hotel property sites. But we were still doing a lot of outdoor, a lot of print, a lot of TV and radio. And again, these still happen today. But what we're really seeing since about 2008, or kind of the beginning of the bigger social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, things like that, we're starting to see more connected communities evolve. People are now talking with each other for recommendations, and they're a little bit more resistant to some of the traditional push marketing that we've done for so many years. So now you're seeing, again, social media rise up, mobile marketing, different forms of apps and mobile applications, because right now estimates have it about half of Americans own a smartphone, and so they're turning to those devices a lot more. In fact, the projections are that by 2014, there'll be more people using mobile smartphones to access the internet than they will desktops. So you're seeing these things really emerge, and it's important now for hoteliers to really be able to understand and embrace these when appropriate. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. And this is kind of verifying some of the things we've been talking about. But 43% of hoteliers today say they believe their social media is one of the internet marketing's formats that produces the best results and highest ROIs. So it's really getting out there and engaging with their audience, and really not only posting and using social media as a push, but pulling people in, going on social media platforms, answering their questions. So if you've got a hotel in Orlando, Florida, and somebody's out there saying, hey, what do I do? What's a great place to go? That may not be in the attractions, may not be in the parks. Where's a great local place to eat? I want to see Orlando as locals do. It's a great opportunity to engage and start conversations with people. Next slide. Okay, in this case, 49.1% shifted money from offline marketing to online marketing. And also 45% of all hotel bookings in 2011 were internet-based. So our little takeaway here is that where you're allocating your marketing dollars, the internet is becoming a more cost-effective way and producing a greater ROI. This can be things from Google AdSense, Google AdWords, and bidding on keywords that are appropriate for your local market. It can also be a variety of different websites from your local Chamber of Commerce, and not to throw too much of a product plug in there, but we also offer that solution for you as well. Next slide. As you can see, trends starting to change. Expedia reports now that 70% of people are searching on a smartphone, are looking for a single room for a single person for a single night that same day. So these are really your same-day hotel bookers. They are your reservationless travelers. These are the ones that are looking to go out there and they're on the road. They may be, work-related or their destination. You're not their final destination. But being able to find these people, attract them, and bring them into your property can really increase your occupancy, your ADR, your RevPAR, and everything else. In other words, it'll help move your business. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit more about increasing last-minute occupancy. Coupons do this. We've found it not only, we're in this business, but we also see a number of our competitors out there doing a great business and helping increase occupancy. Coupons are commission-free. They're discretionary, giving you a little bit more power, and so it helps you, produce a solid ROI and align your business to help optimize your overall goals. You can bind coupons in any format. You can generate your own coupons. You can put those out there on your social media channels, on your website. But when you combine it with mobile marketing, you're really attracting and giving a big point of differentiation to other last-minute bookers out there. So if you're up there against other areas in your local, other hotels in your local market, you're now able to go out there and present a better offer than they're going to get at your surrounding hotels. This is going to set you apart, and it's going to help you drive your business. Next slide. So let's talk about social media for a couple seconds. So here's the good and the bad about it. It is a time investment. And for people that say that social media is free, a lot of the tools are free, but it is investment in time. Where you see things go wrong, and again, we've talked to a number of different brands over the years of where things go wrong, is it's a lack of strategy. You don't have a plan. You don't have a strategy. That's an important part of social media. If you're going to go out there and start conversing and engaging with other people and potential guests of yours, make sure you do that and have a plan and have a real strategy. And while it's not a core product offering of Travel Media Group, if anybody would like some help or some recommendations or some advice in getting started in social media, Jose and I would both be happy to spend the time to help you guys be able to get up and running effectively. It's also just not another push marketing channel. It is an opportunity to engage with people and start conversations and to build relationships. And that's where you find that a lot of times when social media is not as effective, you've got the wrong people in charge. It's really not a job for an intern. It's not just for kids. These are real people going out there. They're writing reviews. They're talking about properties, talking about businesses. So make sure that you have trained people that can really act on behalf of your organization. They can be the voice of your organization. And that's a real important thing in going forward and putting the right social media plan together. What we call the 4 Ps of social media. Purpose. Go out there with a purpose, with an intention of how you're going to move your efforts forward. Have a policy. Have internal social media policies for you and your staff that you can follow. Bring in the right people to be able to talk on behalf of it, and have some perspective. Understand that you're probably not going to sell out every room because you put out a tweet. Understand that this is going to take a little bit of time, and have the right perspective when you go into social media. Next slide, Chip. Okay, right now I'm going to turn it over to Jose, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about reputation management.
Well, Pete, thank you again, and thanks everyone for taking the time to join us today. Again, my name is Jose Baerga. I'm going to go a little bit over the reputation management section. And again, thank you, Pete, for going over the foundation of marketing throughout the years, if you will. First of all, we discussed the print marketing, online marketing, mobile marketing. And as you notice now, the ability for the user, for your guests to find information they need in real time, that has drastically changed. So it's a great reason for all of us to keep up with what's going on and to adapt to those changes as soon as possible. So again, in the next few minutes, we will be talking a little bit about what is reputation management, why care about reputation management, and what is the difference between being proactive and reactive as you are managing your reputation. Again, reputation management is actually money. When you think about that, it indirectly generates sales and bookings. It increases ranking for SEO. It improves conversion rates. It makes your previous guests your sales force, and it brings additional traffic to your website. Next. So moving forward, let me go back a little bit just to talk about reputation management and perhaps one of the areas where reputation comes from. Back in the 1990s when eBay started, and it was a pretty large company and extremely successful, one of the things or initiatives that they did to allow their users to become more comfortable with their websites was to allow their users rating themselves and the users as well. That would actually give, if you will, a peace of mind to them in terms of how that relationship or how that process actually went through for them to be able to make business with them again. That process of talking about others and how that business experience happened, that continues to evolve into what it is nowadays, reviews, and the several websites that are out there. Now, when we discuss the different initiatives, as Pete was mentioning, there are several areas where you actually portray and put your information or the brand information about your brand out there. For example, OTAs, Google results, blogs, social media such as Facebook, Twitter, review sites like TripAdvisor, Yelp, Yahoo Travel, Google Places, Google Plus. There are numbers of sites where users nowadays they go and find information about you. Now, talking a little bit about finding information about you, there's this process called the billboard effect, which what happened is, just to describe it in a couple of in a briefly way, if you will, the billboard effect pretty much summarizes everything that you're doing in your marketing campaign. As you're posting information in billboards, in online marketing, in Google, for example, all of that pretty much serves as a funnel, as a process, as the user is actually researching, the traveler is searching about where they would like to travel next. One of the things they do is they start visiting reviews. The typical process, more or less, is traveler searches, traveler sees reviews, the traveler visits your website, he likes what other traveler says about your hotel, and then they book with you. As you can tell, 49% of, in a Google study, 49% of travelers make bookings based on recommendations of others. So it is extremely important to keep an eye on what is being said about your hotel. Next. 86% of travelers are influenced by reviews. Basically, going back to the same analogy that eBay started several years back, every time you see how a business behaves with their client, that actually influences the way I feel about that business and if I want to have or do business with them. Next one. Now, one of the things that has been happening lately is not only being able to track what is being said about your hotel, how your hotel is being portrayed out there, because your next traveler is going to see that, but also how you are answering those reviews. So it's not necessarily answering to the negative reviews or areas or things that are being said about your hotel, but also to the positive reviews. That actually shows the travelers that you do spend the time trying to make that experience, maximize it to 5 stars, if you will. Next. Next. So some of the things that you probably want to do as you're managing your reputation is try to spend 10 minutes a day either going over the several review sites that are out there, as we mentioned before. Could be TripAdvisor, could be Google Places, which is now Google Plus, could be Yelp, Yahoo Travel, etc. Sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming, but the point is that when you actually spend at least 10, 15 minutes a day looking into some of these areas, you're actually really analyzing that information that's out there and making decisions based on that. Now, as Pete mentioned earlier, you do want to appoint and train the right people to answer the reviews. And also, never, ever, ever pay for fake reviews. That is an item that, as TripAdvisor knows it now, you can really tell when some of the reviews are either automatic or they are just not coming from the management of the hotel. Next. Now, when you analyze your reviews, you're actually doing business intelligence on your own business. Brands do see that. Brands see what kind of changes are being made at the hotel, the franchisee, and they can either force you to make certain decisions, certain changes in your hotel, or they can even revoke your license if they see appropriate. The point is, when you are actually managing your reputation, it's not only part of what your guest is actually doing, but it's actually part of your business intelligence. Now, this is something, as we are mentioning in this slide, it's becoming part of the typical management of the hotel, where in the past it was more or less something that it was just one of the strategies to add. Nowadays, it's a very important fact of the typical flow. Pete, is there anything you would like to add in terms of reputation management?
More or less a question for you, Jose.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit and share our thoughts on proactive versus reactive reputation management.
Well, reactive is basically the function of when you are tracking reviews. You're waiting for the reviews to happen. You're waiting for something to be said, and then you answer and you manage that review as it is happening. Now, proactive is actually trying to get into that picture a few steps before that process, before that review is ever said. Let's say, for example, you have a traveler that just left your hotel, and through the survey or the thank you email that you're sending to that traveler, you're finding that they had a great experience or not. If they did have a great experience, that's an excellent opportunity for you to sort of like manipulate them, if you will, or hold their hands into the next step is, will you leave a review for us?
Cool. And let's try and pull it together for everybody, and let's give them a couple takeaways. First off, marketing and reputation management now more than ever go hand in hand. Before, when we used to be able to push messages out and there was no voice of the consumer coming back, it didn't really matter. Now, if you're going to invest a lot of money into marketing, but you're not watching your reputation, you could be wasting a lot of those dollars because your reputation precedes you. No matter what you say you are, no matter how great you say you're going to be as an experience, if your guests don't like it, people aren't going to stay with you. So it's managing those two things hand in hand. Same time, you have a great reputation, but you don't throw anything behind marketing, you're not going to sell out your rooms either because, wow, you're the most undiscovered gem out there. So really, they go hand in hand, and it's important now to marry those two. So from the perspective of marketing and social media, one of the things that we'd like to offer is just a free marketing analysis or free marketing consultation. Again, it's not a core product of what we sell here, so there's really no sales pitch behind it. But would like to offer that for everyone who's on the panel. You'd simply email us at your convenience. And if Chip, I think we go to the next slide. And there's our email addresses. Again, we'd be more than happy to do that for you. Work with you in any way that we can to help you, sell more hotel rooms, get more guests, and improve your reputation. Jose?
No, well, thank you, first of all, Pete, for adding that additional information. But yes, we are more than willing to help you out in the process, perhaps do a brief analysis of your current situation and perhaps give you some additional ideas of how you can approach your current reputation and then in the future what will be beneficial for you. So absolutely, please send us an email with any information or any questions that you may have, and we'll gladly take some time to answer.
Great. And right now we're coming up on about 20 minutes into the webinar. We wanted to leave some time for Q&A and to let you guys ask any questions that you'd like. So at this point, let's open it up to some questions, Chip.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you, guys. Thanks to both Jose and Peter today. We do have a couple of questions, and before I read these, those on the line, we have a pretty good crowd this morning. If you have any questions, please enter them into the question box. But we have a couple of people who would like to get a copy of the PowerPoint emailed to them, and so I would, I'm assuming Jose and Peter, they can email you to request that.
Sure, Chip, or if you want to be able to post it out there, either way, be happy. We
are going to have this webinar posted on the InnLink.com site. That'll be later this week, first next week, but you can get a video recording of this, so there will be a copy available. The next one, I'm sorry?
And like you said, they can certainly email either one of us, and we'd be happy to send it out.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then they say, how can they find you on Twitter?
I am Travel Media Group. We're not as an organization, we don't tweet all that actively, but I am at PR Scott is my Twitter handle. It's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's LinkedIn, it's just about everything. So I am at PR Scott. And Jose?
I am at J Baerga, which is J-B-A-E-R-G-A.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Okay, is anybody looking to see if anyone else has any other questions? I guess you did a pretty good job today, guys.
And if anybody has a question in the future, we're an email away.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I think, oh, here we go. Okay, Joseph's asking, how do you deal with a guest who blackmails you wanting a free night for a bad review, or a bad review?
Wow, that's a good question. I'll let Jose take this one, and then I will chime in right after.
Well, yes, that's definitely an interesting case. But my first thought is not to really give in to the blackmailing itself, because obviously once you do it once, you're going to have to continue doing it again. So you have to establish some kind of parameters about what is the extent of what that you're willing to do. Second, you can actually, and I think it's one of the most important part, is to try to see if you can get the conversation offline. Perhaps if there's a method that you can offer the traveler, the guest, the user to contact you directly, and you post that information as you're answering, you post that in the answer to the review, so others are able to see that you are going to the extent trying to answer the problems, the issues, and then solve the problem offline. But I think the reality comes down to just being honest at what you're doing, not really trying to use any blackmail methods, anything like that, not really trying to allow it because, again, happens once, will happen again. But just being honest and making sure that what you're answering, through that honesty, it has been shown through others, so your future guests can actually see that you are doing your best in taking every step necessary to answer and solve that problem. Anything you think?
Yeah, add to that. I think this is where Jose was talking about proactive reputation management. You know, you're never, even in the best of cases, you're never going to completely please every guest. It's just
very true.
It's just not going to work. And so, I think if you're really out there looking for those positive reviews and helping create a good overall profile online, somebody's going to come in and post a bad review. It's going to happen. You should have a policy that you certainly reply to that person, explain how you're sorry for that happening, how you will do things to make it right. It doesn't mean that you're going to go out there and give them free nights at the hotel, but that you've listened to their issue, that you're responding to their issue. But if you have 90% positive reviews and 10% negative reviews, people understand that. It actually makes your property look more attractive because they just don't look all glowing and positive, which makes them look more fake. People are going to have good experiences and bad experiences. So I think as long as you're balanced with a lot of good positive reviews, you're giving great guest experiences out there. Don't worry about the guy who wants a free room.
Right. I'd like to add a little bit to that. That's very good too, Pete. As you're looking around for different programs or initiatives that would help you manage your reputation, there are three main key points you need to keep in mind. One of them is, again, the typical tracking, which is looking into the several review websites that are out there or mediums, channels, for you to be able to keep up with what is being said about you. And again, I know TripAdvisor is the biggest one, but it's not the only one. There are several of them out there. So any application or program that would help you track from a global perspective, that would work great. As well as another step will be influencing your guests. In terms of, as Pete just mentioned, try to find what is that state of mind, how was that experience of your guest, and then use that to your advantage. If it happens that it was a great experience, can you then try to flow that into a review. If it was a bad experience, can you find out more about it and use that as business intelligence for yourself? And then, as Peter's mentioned also, the more reviews you have out there, the better, of course. So if you have an opportunity to, from that reputation management initiative or program that you're going to be using, you have an opportunity to distribute those positive reviews into other channels. Let's say distribute the positive reviews you get into your own website, into Facebook, into TripAdvisor. The more you put out there, the more mentions, or SEO, if you will, about your hotel you get.
So Jose, question for you. We have Cindy on the line. Cindy has a couple of questions, and I'll ask her last one first because it applies to this. How many different review sites do you need to be checking in order to ensure your reputation?
Well, that's an excellent question. Basically, I think it breaks down in this way. You have some of the global review sites, for example, again, TripAdvisor, Google Places, which is part of Google Plus now. You have the Yelp. You have to sort of like analyze, first of all, the audience of those sites, and then pay attention which ones are the priority in terms of TripAdvisor, Google Places, Yelp, especially because Yelp has such an excellent mobile application. Now, you also need to take into consideration some of the local sites that might be in your area because, first of all, since mobile, it is so predominant nowadays and it continues to grow, the fact that there are going to be travelers out there, users that they want to book with you today, last-minute booking, and they can do a quick search on their phone and find that information right away, that's huge. So if you can find anything or any local websites or any sites that will concentrate in local information, that should be one of your priorities as well.
Okay, excellent. And Cindy's second question is, as a small independent hotel, what kind of strategy should we try to use online? That's a big question.
That's a big question, and let's see if we can answer quickly here, but maybe better taken offline so we can really get into some specifics for Cindy's individual case. For an independent hotel, make sure you have a good website. Having a good, attractive website that is also mobile friendly, or what they call web responsive, so it shows up with an attractive appearance on all different kinds of phones, tablets, desktop, things like that. That'll be one. The second is look towards search. A lot of people are turning to Google to search for a property. If you show up highly in the search rankings, and generally in local search, that can be a pretty affordable thing through Google AdWords. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and you can control your spending down to the dollar. Certainly, for independent hotels, sorry, I got to do the product pitch. We've been able to really help hoteliers increase their occupancy and their revenue through coupons, both print and online. And then take a look a little bit at social media and how you can start engaging. But Cindy, I'd be happy to help you and spend some time with you one-on-one if you'd like to really dive into some specifics. Be more than happy to do that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And then we have Mary has a question. What about using Foursquare to find hotels? Do you find this an effective tool?
It can be. Foursquare is kind of interesting. You can certainly have some fun with it. People checking in, they can get maybe a free gift bag in their room when they check in to try and help drive some additional loyalty. Foursquare's certainly got its fans and its favorites. I wouldn't throw a lot of eggs into the basket, but you know what? It's low cost. It's fun. It shows that you're adopting a different level of sophistication out there. And if you can grow a user base with Foursquare or team up with another local business where you can do a bigger check-in, or let's say if you don't serve food there, maybe you team up with a local food truck, and then you do a Foursquare check-in. If the food truck comes out to the place and out to your hotel, and you're able to drive a lot of local people and they're doing a lot of local check-ins, your name's going to start to pop up on the radar. Kind of an interesting way, again, free or very low cost, but a little interesting.
Okay, excellent. Well, we got some good questions today. I think that will do it. Well, I tell you what, Jose and Peter, thank you very much for being our guest speaker this month. I will, and thank everybody online. We will be having a session in August, as we have a session around the third or fourth Tuesday of every month. We would like to, those on the line, we are looking at for new topics to make sure we're addressing the interest and needs of our customers on the line here, as well as if you have a particular topic or speaker that you would like us to present or as a topic for a webinar, please let me know or your account manager or salesperson know who you would like to have as a topic or speaker. With that, again, thank you very much to Travel Media Group, and thanks to everybody on the line, and have a good week, and we'll talk to you next month. Thank you.
Thanks, Chip. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.